All right, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors and the praises and glory belongs to Yahweh Sham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Mahavakar Kwadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. His Son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence, and honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe in the hopes of being saved within these last days. And the elect are going to be saved in these last days. Okay? This lesson, I have been waiting to do this lesson. I've been waiting to do this lesson, man. Right? It needs to come out now. And Lord, when it's going to be edifying, this lesson's going to be called Unmasking a Narcissist. Right? Unmasking a Narcissist. Right? This was a term. I never knew about this term. I never knew nothing about the term narcissist. Right? When I grew up, never knew nothing about it. And it was hardly spoken of. Even to today, it's still hardly spoken of. I know the media mentioned it about what's her name? I forgot. One of the royals. I forgot the name. Right? One of the royals who's going out with Meghan. So they mentioned her. Apparently she's a narcissist. But I wasn't taught these terms or what it meant. But this is what's running the world. Narcissism. Right? So Lord willing, it's going to be edifying. And everything I'm going to bring out, there's a scripture to back it up as well. Right? So we're going to start off with the first one. Narcissists, right? They fear people who recognize their flaws. Right? And this is the thing, we all have flaws. We all have shortcomings. But narcissists, they're really, what you're going to find out, the majority of these people are really small in the mind. Right? They fear people who recognize their flaws and vulnerability. So narcs, they don't like showing their weak side, their vulnerabilities. They don't like it. Right? They don't like these things. Okay? And there's a scripture, Romans 3:23, because I don't want to do more talking than I'm doing with the scriptures. Let's go to Romans 3. Hey bro, we're gonna unmask narcissism. By the end of this lesson, you're really gonna know about all the traits, right? So how you can avoid these traits and overcome these traits. Let's go to Romans 3. Come on now. This is Romans 3. And jump straight to 23. But the scripture says, for we have all sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. So we've all sinned. And we've come short of that glory. We've all sinned. So why would you try to act like you're holding in nine? Okay? But the narc wants to act like he's holding in nine. Because the narc has an image to uphold, a reputation. Right? An ego. The narcs, they hide behind egos. Someone who they really ain't. Right? That's why it's a mask. Okay? Second, and these are all points that I've written down, they have an inferiority complex. Right? Deep inside, they feel inferior to you. That's why they have to act superior. They have an inferiority complex. Okay? They suffer with illusion of superiority. That's what it is. So therefore, because they're so small in the mind, right, to make up for that, they have to act superior. Right? Point 4. Right? They believe in their own lies. Okay? Which leads to what? Delusions of grandeur. So they're suffering from delusions of grandeur. Okay? And now, we call it narcissism, but what is it really? What is it really? Because Esau likes to put labels on particular things. They're suffering from what they call it? What's it? NPD? Narcissist personality disorder. These people have personality disorders. And this one is very prevalent amongst the world. Okay? And it says, Baba Kasha, they believe in their own lives, which is what leads to delusions of grandeur. So a lot of people are suffering from delusions of grandeur, right? Because It's not who they are. It's an act, right? It's theatre. Most of the people around you, they're actors. The people you grew up around with all your life, they've been acting, right? It's like the Truman Show. You ever watch? It's like the Truman Show. Maybe just a minute. We're gonna go to 1 Thessalonians. Okay, we go to 1 Thessalonians, and one. This is something else, man. This is something else. So let's go to 1 Thessalonians 2. And it's amazing how we can link up the scriptures and actually back up everything that's being said and these characteristics with the scriptures. Okay? 1 Thessalonians 2. Because I know there is a lot of people struggling with narcissism. Well, how do you fight it? Through the scriptures. Right? We're gonna get into all of that good stuff. And it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. So if they don't receive the love of this truth, they're going to perish, that they might be saved. It's not that we don't want our people to be saved. We want them to be saved, but they want to be stubborn. They want to be rebellious. Okay. Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion. So it's ultimately, who sends them that delusion? Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai sends them a delusion, right? Where they should believe a lie. So a delusion is falsehoods and a false reality. So this is why I always say this. You got to believe in Yahweh Shai and also believe in yourself. What you're doing is right, because the life they're living is false, right? They're living a false reality. Right? So to know they live in a false reality, guess what? You have the heads up, right? You have the heads up. You're able to see what they're going to do even before they do it. Okay? And that's why the scripture says, John 8:32, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall what? Set you free. Okay? So it's a beautiful thing to really know these scriptures and to understand narcissism. Bear me just a minute. That's a beautiful thing, man. Right? That's a beautiful thing. And yes, there is a spirit attached to it. We're going to go into that. Okay, there's a spirit attached to everything. Okay. So we went to that Baba Kashar, that they should believe a lie. So they believe a lie. That's why they're under a delusion, falsehoods. But they might all be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And therefore, what they're giving themselves into a lie. And some people, they get hypnotized. They give themselves over to be hypnotized because they don't want to remember nothing. Like that Matrix scene. I don't want to remember nothing. Okay, so that's what these people do. Okay, some willingly, some unwillingly. And that's why you got to fear Yahweh by Sham, Yahweh Shai. Fear him. Okay. Don't fear what this world thinks of you. Fear Yahweh Shai. So now another point we want to go to is point 5. They build a false persona. Okay. They build a false persona of who they really are. Okay. Until that gets unraveled. In other words, they hide behind a mask to the world. Right? When by themselves their true colors unfold. Because if you're around someone for long enough, right? It's like when people get married. You get married, then 2 years down the line, whether it's 5, that you divorce. Well, why do you divorce? Because there was something that wasn't right. And what did the people say? Well, I never knew this. So time reveals everything, right? Time, you can only act for so long. Okay? Their true colors unfold, right? So they hide themselves, right? Who they are. But when they're by themselves, that's when you really see who they are. Because you can only act for so long, and that must be very tiring to have to put on an act, to not be genuine. Okay? Go to Galatians 6:3. This Galatians 6:3. For if any man think himself to be something, am I on the right one? Yep. For if any man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. So these people, they think themselves to be something. Really, they are nothing. They're only deceiving themselves. You're not deceiving me. You're not deceiving the elect. You're only deceiving yourself. Okay? So now we're going to go on to point 6. Right? They don't like to be alone. Right? Narcs don't like to be alone. They hate alone time. Because when you're alone, you have to reflect. You have to reflect. Okay? They hate to be alone. Have you noticed that with a lot of narcissists? They hate to be alone. They're always in groups. That's why they create attachments. Okay? They need attachments. Even if it's unhealthy, toxic attachments, they need them attachments. They need a supply. Okay? They need that supply. Go to Psalms 102:6. Psalms 102:6. But the scriptures tell us to be, sometimes we have to be alone. Okay? Check it out. I am like a pelican of the wilderness, a bird. I am like an owl of the desert. This refers to the watchmen and the elect. So isolation is not always a bad thing, right? Now, do you want to be isolated to the point where you're not communicating with no one? Now, that's not good. That's unhealthy. But isolation is good, right? Isolation also leads to what? Elevation. Because you're able to work upon yourself, all right? You're able to do that inward work upon yourself, okay? And it says, Babakasha, Babakasha, I watch and I am a sparrow alone upon the housetop. Okay, you ever seen them sparrows and birds upon the housetop? They're just looking. They're just observing. Well, that's referred to as what? The elect are doing the same thing. Observing, being vigilant, looking at their surroundings. Okay? My enemies reproach me all the day, and they that are mad against me are sworn against me. That's part of the truth. Okay? So now we're going to go to we're going to go to point 7. And another point now is something called psycho emotional survival. We're going to say that again. Psycho emotional survival. And this is what happens now. This is when they get to the state of panicking. When you reveal that demon, because everything we're speaking about, yeah, we call it narcissism. It's a demon that does not want to leave. Okay? And this is what happens when control is lost. They panic. They start panicking. They start panicking. And that goes back to what the word, the devil knows he has a short time in what, Revelation 12:12. Right? So them spirits and people are panicking. So they need to act very irrational. Okay? And this is the this is going into psychology. This is psychology 101. Alright? This is psychology. And it says it happens when control is lost. Okay? And basically, this is a symptom of people that never really reach or really never developed within their childhoods. I call it arrested development. That's what I call it, arrested development. So what's arrested development? When you get to a particular point of life and you just stop learning, you think you just stop. That's arrested development. We're always supposed to be developing within this truth. Whether you're 20 years old, whether you're 40 years old, whether you're 60 years old, you're always supposed to be wanting to learn something new. So arrested development is when one thinks they don't have to learn anything else. That's it, and that's when you halt your growth. You're stunting your growth when you do that. Okay? And you're not able to reach your potential. Right? And it stems back from childhood, which is a milestone in childhood. right? And it needs to be afraid of rejection. So remember that. Psycho-emotional survival. This is what happens when a narc starts to panic. They go into, panic mode. I have to be in control. Remember, the narcissist is about control. His thing is about control. When you take away that control, they start to make irrational decisions, foolish decisions. Right, this is heavy. Now we're gonna go to 8. All right, Mark 8. When cornered, right? When you corner them, right? Rejected, they will use tactics, right? When you corner them, such as guilt trips. So they will result to that. Guilt trip now, oh, it's you. They play the blame game. Okay. And seductions. Okay. This is what happens. They play the blame game. The guilt trip. Excuse me just a minute. There's a scripture to back that up. Let's go to Proverbs. Check this out. This is Proverbs 9 and 7. He that reproveth a scorner gets himself a shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man gets himself a blot. So you may be trying to help someone, and now because you tried to help them, you get a stain. They try to put a stain upon your name. That's what they try to do. They try to put a stain upon you, and you're just telling them something to help them out. Okay? And it says, Baba Kasha, reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Right? Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. So if you reprove a scorner, he's going to hate thee. Like a woman, you could be treating a woman good, and you do one thing. Oh, you don't love me anymore because you told her something about herself. But you took her on holiday, you done this for her, and all of a sudden you have a got her, you don't love me. It's rubbish. That's a scorner. Okay? And he that rebuketh a wicked man gets up really into it. And he that slacketh, let's read that again. Lest he hate thee, rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. So you rebuke someone that's wise, he's gonna love you for that. You know what? I needed that. Thank you. That's gonna help me. Right? And he will increase. He's gonna love you. You know? See, that's a man that's humble as well. He's gonna love you for that. You know how many times I got rebuked by other brothers in this truth? I didn't throw a hissy fit. Now, there were certain times where I thought, no, that's not fair. But then when you sit back, you analyze the situation, it's all from Yahweh Shai. Okay? Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Because that man's already wise, and the instruction you're giving him is just going to add to his ammunition. That's why it says he will be wiser. Teach a just man, an upright man, and he will increase in learning. Increase a just man, right? So that's the difference. You want to be careful who you're talking to as well, right? So now we're on point. Still on the same point. They deal with seductions as well, and the narc spirit is associated with Jezebel. Remember, everything has a spirit attached to it. Everything. So you may be saying, well, what is it? It's a demon. Don't you understand? Esau puts labels on it, you know, and this and that. It's a demon that is attached to this particular individual. His father may have been a narc. His grandma may have been a narc. Gotta break that rubbish straight away. Don't let it fester. Okay? And it stems from Jezebel. If any of you know about Jezebel, I'm sure you do. Jezebel was known in what? Chronicles and Kings. She was known for her seduction, right? Lying and manipulation. Okay? That's what Jezebel was known for, right? And this is associated with a woman. But it's not just a woman's spirit. This spirit can be attached to men, because it is, from what I'm seeing. There's a lot of grown men, so-called grown men, I use that term lightly because they're not really men. If you have a Jezebel spirit, you have the spirit of a woman. You have an effeminate spirit upon you. Right? So the narcissist spirit is a Jezebel spirit. I'm not going to go into the whole depths of Jezebel, but she was set up to slay the prophets of Elijah, to slay Elijah and the prophets. If you read Kings, this is somewhere in Kings. So that spirit is very, very dominant within this kingdom today, right? It's not really a spirit of order. I wouldn't say it is. It's a spirit of chaos, dominance, and manipulation. That's what it deals with. Okay? So we went to that Baba Kashar. And also, another thing to look out for, it deals with seduction. So that narc spirit, it seduces or tries to seduce. And the scripture says in Timothy's, see if we can find it. Oh, we're going to bring out all that good stuff for you, right? This is 1 Timothy 4. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So that narcissism spirit, that Jezebel spirit, is a seducing spirit. So if someone's trying to allure you, they have a seducing spirit attached to them. Now, how did they get it? It could have been they made a covenant with demons. It could have been their family members had that particular spirit attached to them. Right? So guess what you got to do? Detach yourself from it. Okay? It deals with as well. False gifts, right? Someone that's always giving you gifts as well. Remember, these are tactics of the enemy. Gifts, right? You got to be careful with someone that always wants to give you gifts. Okay? Especially if you don't know them. You've never seen them before. Why you want to give me a gift for? I don't even know you. False gifts. Why do some people do that? Because they want to, so they can try to hold something over your head. Well, I gave you this gift. We're not supposed to be that way. Excuse me just a minute. Go to Ecclesiasticus. Abakashah. You see how the scriptures deal with every walk of life. Go to Ecclesiasticus 14 and 15. Start at 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, key thing, right? To himself, to whom when he be good or do good. First of all, if you're just an evil gremlin and you're evil to yourself, how are you going to do good to anybody else? You're not going to. It's going to be very hard for you to do that. And if you are doing good to anyone else, it's not out of sincerity, right? It's going to be what? Malice involved. It's not going to be from a sincere place, is it? So it says, there is none. He that is evil to himself, to whom when he be good, he shall not take pleasure in his goods. You can't even take pleasure in the own things that you have. Because you're wicked. Because you're wicked, that's why. And it says, there is none worse than he that envieth himself. A lot of people envy themselves. So if you envy yourself, that means you hate yourself. That's self-hate. You got to look. First of all, it starts with Yahweh Shai. Everything, it all goes back to the scriptures. In order to love yourself, first you got to love Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got to love, then you can love yourself. How can you love anybody else but you don't even love yourself? That's why a lot of people do harm to others. That's why a lot of people do harm to other people. Right? And this is the recompense of his wickedness. That's the recompense of your own wickedness, not mine, yours. Okay? And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. Be careful of false gifts. Be careful of false gifts. Money. What else? Food as well. That's another thing as well. Right? If that don't work, they stop doing that over time. Food. Try to give you some breadcrumbs. Right? Be careful of all these things. Now, I'm not saying anyone that gives you food or gifts, they're wicked. No, you have to be able to discern. Why are they doing it? Is it from a sincere place? Okay. And at the last, check this out. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness. Right? So this is speaking about a wicked individual. Because what's he going to say? Well, you remember I done this for you. I done this for you. I done that for you. You remember when I helped you with this? Remember when I helped you with that? You know? It was all me. It was me. A flipping narc. Self-absorbed. Right? Self-absorbed. Verse 8. The envious man have a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. Another trait. They're very envious. They have all these traits. They're very covetous as well. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. Well, what's wrong with you? You got a nice car. You got a nice car. You got a nice house. Right? Your bills are paid. So why are you still covetous? This is someone that's not satisfied with his portion. Why? Because he's lacking something from within inside. Okay? And the iniquity of the wicked draweth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, what's been given to him, and is a niggard at the table. My son, according to that ability, do good to thyself and give the Lord his due offering. So that's what we're supposed to do. Do good unto yourself first and give the Lord his due offering. So these lessons are also an offering to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now we went to that. Let's continue on this list of traits to look out for. This ain't just for me. This is for brothers and sisters that may see these traits within people. So what else is there? What else is there? Oh yeah, power moves as well. They use something called power moves. And the only how they can use that power move, right, is first thing, if you're in their presence. If you're not in their presence, it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you're not in their presence, right? And the power move is something that they have that belongs to them, but you may be using it, right? And that's why it is good to have your own independence. Because if you have your own, they hate that. They hate that as well. Someone that's co-independent, they hate that. Because narcissists are not co-independent. As much as they make out to be, they're not. They need the validation of others. They need that. That's what they feed off. Right? They're like energy vampires. Right? They're like leeches, spiritual leeches, man. Right? So it says they make power moves. So the power moves in a variety of different things. Right? That they can use to their own gain. To gain what? Some type of control and advantage over you. Example. They may lend you something. And if you don't have it, or if you lose it, they can use that over you. Anything they would try to use over you. Okay? And they do that to what? As a threat. Well, you owe me this. You know? Don't let no one put you in that position where they can compromise your integrity. Don't let no one put you in that position. Right? So the next mark, Mark 10, end result is to lash out. That's really one of the end results, to lash out, because they're not getting their way. They're like petulant, spoiled brats. I'm not talking about so-called adults. This is the things that they're doing. They lash out. And why do they lash out? It's designed to frighten you, right? It's supposed to, in their eyes, that's supposed to frighten you. It's passive aggressive, right? And when I see that, you know what I do? I just laugh. And some say, you feel a little bit sorry for them, right? It's designed to frighten, intimidate. That's their way of trying to intimidate you. It's passive, right? And to control others. That's how they in their feeble mind, they think that's how they can gain control, right? So they lash out. And it can lead to also verbal muttering, right? They mutter under their breaths. They talk shit. Rather than come to you and say, I don't like this, I don't like, they mutter. Okay? So these people, they're really small in the mind. They have not developed. Okay? And one thing as well, They love, let me tell you this, the narc loves isolation. As soon as he sees you isolate, they go in for the kill, right? They go in for the kill. Remember that. They prey upon vulnerabilities, weaknesses. But the elect, at the end of the day, the elect, yeah, we may seem weak, but we're really strong in Yahweh Shai. And what does that say about them, their character? That means they have shit character. Okay, go to 1 Peter's. I never knew about this term when I grew up. I never knew about nothing about narcissism, but now I do. And once you find out about it, now you know how to what? Deal with it. Simple as that. It's about power. It's about power with these individuals, and they hate being ignored. We're gonna get to it. All right. Peter's. It's Peter's 1. And go straight to verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. This is why the scriptures tell us to be sober and vigilant. That means you're observing your surroundings, what's going on. Okay. Because your adversary, the devil. So we have adversary, the devil, the enemy, as a roaring lion, right? Roaring lion. And that may even come in the form of vehicles, you know? Vehicles, high-powered vehicles. That's the enemy trying to scare you, trying to isolate you. What does a lion do with his prey? The lion seeks to isolate the prey and get it away from the pack. So this is what's happening, right? And that's what narcissists do. They prey, right, on so-called people that they think are so-called weak. Okay. And it says, Baba Kashar. Where was I? Walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So the narc's trying to devour you. And he hires also other people to do that as well. Okay. And so they can control others. We went into that. So now on to the what? Headline 11. Most narcs are incapable of feeling remorse or guilt. I said most narcs, not all, because can these people, of course they can, but I'm talking about most narcs. They're incapable of feeling remorse or guilt. It's like they're soulless, and they did sell their soul. Guess who they sold their soul to? They sold their soul to the devil. That's why they feel incapable of what? Any type of remorse, right? These are psychopaths. These are psychopathic tendencies, right? These are psychopath tendencies, right? And most people that join the army, not all, most people that join the army, they have to kind of have these traits, because you're taught to go out there and shut off your emotions completely and to kill, right? So even a lot of people in the military, they're narcs. Not all, but a lot of people in the military are narcs, right? So don't waste time. And you just ask the troops that went to Afghanistan. They tell you the same thing, because they have to shut off emotions, right? Most narcs are incapable of feeling remorse or guilt, so don't waste time trying to reason with them. Don't you even waste time. Don't go back and forth, right? Because that's what they want. Next one, the 12th point. They fear abandonment. This is what they really fear. They fear abandonment, right? And that's why you'll see them a lot of them are in groups. A lot of them are in groups. They need the hangouts. They need that constant supply. And that's why they use something called trauma bonding. Yes, they also use trauma. Trauma bonding. Yeah, these are some real demonic individuals. Narcs hire others, also flying monkeys, they call it. Right? Yes, flying monkeys, and they have to have the same mind as them. So they also hire others around them. Sometimes it is through money, And a lot of the time it's through lies. Example, they may go to someone and say, well, please, they put on a soppy face, this person upset me, would you do me a favor, and this and that. They would act like a victim. This person's doing this, and that person or Ray may say, you know what, we're going to help you out, we'll do it for you. So they use flying monkeys to do their dirt. Okay. Where was we? With the same traits. These are people with the same traits, and they try to keep you stuck. That's what they're trying to do. Because misery loves company. With them to create unhealthy, so they create unhealthy attachments. They don't care. They don't care. Right? Now it's making sense. When you were in the world, there were certain people you were around, it's like, bro, they were just using you. That's all they were doing. Until they moved on to their next supply. So I hope you're learning something from this lesson. Okay. Point 13. Narcs find it hard to look internally. I've noticed that as well. They find it very, 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 very hard to look internally, inwardly. Everything is external with them. Everything is external. Everything. Their whole conversation is external. Right? Their manner of conduct is external. And that's why they need to keep buying things as well. They're very money orientated. But the reason why they need to keep buying stuff, because they're empty. They're empty. Okay? So everything is external with them. What they see outwardly. And that explains why they don't grow. Okay? And they seek to blame others. Go to Proverbs 29. He that often being reproved hardeneth his neck. So again, there's two things you're going to do. You're going to hear these words that we're speaking and you're going to correct it, or you're going to harden your neck and be stubborn. Shall suddenly be destroyed and without remedy. So again, when certain things start happening, please don't come running to me and say, well, don't come running to me because I was teaching these words. Right? I was warning you. Okay, so suddenly be destroyed without remedy, without healing. Let's go back to it. And they blame others. Point on the next point 14. Narcs need to feel admired. This is a real trait. They need to feel admired as much as possible. You know, as much as possible. Okay? And these everything I'm saying, I'm saying this, try it out. Now don't be vindictive now. Don't be vindictive. Don't be like them. But now I've mentioned these things, this is going to put you on the level and you're going to be able to observe and see, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Right? They need to feel admired. They need a pat on the back. They need to feel important. Okay? They need a belonging to, which we all have a sense of wanting to belong to something. But that's why most narcs, what do? They sell out, or they join the group, or they join a fraternity. Because they have the need to feel, they just want to be a part of something. Okay? Okay? And that's why they do what they do. They need to be admired. And you see them snapping. When they're not admired, when they're not being praised, you start to see it. I've seen this on so many levels, so much levels. I've seen this. Right? So many levels. When a narc, and they tend to boast of their own accomplishments, right? Which the scripture says, don't do that. Let another man esteem thee. And boast not of thyself. Let another man, esteem you. Okay? Point 15. When a narc is scared of you, because guess what? They will act like they're not, but they really are. Guess what they do? This a tactic is to control you. That's that defensive mechanism. Okay? Or make one feel powerless. If they can make one feel powerless, that's how they can gain that. They can come in and gain that control and take that control back. Bro, this is it's all. They're very cunning. Like, they know what they do. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But it's very devilish. It's very devilish. It's very wicked what they're doing. Right? This basically is going into psychology. Right? So they're quite good with psychology. Right? But it's not going to work on the elect. It's to control you or make you feel powerless. Right? So to make you feel powerless, they have to make one feel worthless. And it is a form of gaslighting. I see this every single day. I see every single day I see a form of gaslighting. Right? It's one of their major tactics to make one appear crazy. So you may say, well, what's gaslighting? All right, the example of gaslighting is, hey, 444, hey, Brakatiha, was shy. An example of gaslighting is, example, you're indoors, right? And you just, all right, example, you shut the door. Say you shut the door and you come back downstairs and the door is the same door you shut is open again, right? That's a form of gaslighting. That's a form of and you never open that door, right? Another example, the lights turn off, right? The lights switch off. You just turn on the lights again, it switches off again. You turn on the lights again, the lights switch off again. That's an example of gaslighting, right? Because it's what's it created to do? For you to question your reality and your sanity. Whereas these are tactics. These are tactics of narcs, right? These are tactics of narcs. Circling, triangulation. These are everyday things I see. And I just look at it, well, you've definitely been deceived. All right? Okay, someone may walk past you from one side, it's the same person, and walk past you from another side. That's gaslighting. These people are very shallow. That's what you're going to find out. Okay? Now 16. How do you deal with it? So now one may say, well, what's the best way to deal with it? Right? Because you may have a partner, may be married to a narcissist. You may have a daughter, you may have a father, you may have a mother, you may have a grandma, you may have a brother that's narcissist. You may have a friend that's a narcissist. So how do you deal with it? Well, we're going to tell you. We're going to give you the advice. And really, it's through the scriptures. The first thing you do is, right, you cut off the supply. You cut it off. Now, again, be careful now, because you don't want to do what they're doing. Because people, they try to point the finger and say, nah, you're the narc. Because they were associated with narcs being silent treatment. Now, did the narcs do that? Yes, they do that. But you don't want to be completely isolated, because that's how they can prey upon that. But I mean, you cut off the supply. So how do you do that? By limiting your time. By limiting your time, that's how you cut off the supply. Right? That's how you cut off the supply. You limit your time that you're around them, because the more time you're around them, the more time they have to what? Gaslight, do the manipulation tactics. But it's hard to manipulate someone when they're not around, when they're not in your presence, right? Let me say that again. It's hard to manipulate someone when they're not in your presence. The only how it works if you're in their presence and if you buy into it. That's the only way it works. So what do? You don't give them your power. You don't give them your energy. Okay? Okay? You don't do that. Another example, I just quickly want to use another example. Example, say, all right, I've got a household, right? I purchased some internet, right? And you may be a brother that likes going on the web. You might not watch TV, but you like going on the web. And you're the one that purchased the internet. So if you want control, another tactic, what would one do? They'll plug out the wire. What just happened? The internet just shut off. So what are you going to do if you're not wise? Oh, what just happened? That individual say, I don't know. Oh, the wire is something just happened with the wire. No, you just plugged the wire out. You just plugged it out. These are tactics of the narc. These are very devilish, demonic individuals. Very demonic. And if it's calculated. It's about control with them. Everything is about control. Dominance, dominance, control. Is there anything wrong with control? No. But it's the way you go about it. Right? It's the way you go about your control and that power. These people have an inferiority complex. Okay? And so you limit your time. So they can't do that if you're limiting your time around them. And that's why you have to be busy. Try to stay busy and focus on your purpose. The moment you start to lose your purpose, that's when they can come in now. Right? This is psychological. It's all psychological. Focus on your purpose. Limit your time. Try to stay busy. Try to get out of the house. I've been in a bad habit of doing that as well. Try to get out as much as possible so they can't use these tactics on you. Because as long as you're around them, they can use it. Okay? Okay. Bam, just a minute. Proverbs 17 and 20. Right? 17 and 20. Right? Alright, this is edifying. I'm even building myself up. You see, every single day we learn something new. Hold on just a minute. So where was it? Proverbs 17 and 20, I believe it was. He that have a froward heart findeth no good. So someone that does that, that's someone that has a froward heart. Right? And it says, findeth no good. So you're not going to find good by doing these things. And he that have a perverse tongue falleth into mischief. And they're very perverse in their tongue. Right? It's all about trickery. Right? How they could try to wrap you around their hand. Okay? And the main thing, yeah, you focus on your purpose. Your purpose. Stop focusing on them. Because they have a bunch of problems, a bunch of issues. They have mental issues. Remember they need drama as well. They need drama. Narcs, they're constantly looking for drama. Constantly looking for an issue. Right? Have you noticed that with narcs? There's always something happening with them. Always. Right? So they need to create problems. They need to create chaos. Right? So yes, they also create chaos. Right? What's another one? They hate criticism. We're read into that. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his own will. So these are very sinful individuals. Okay? They hate criticism. And criticism threatens their fragile egos, because they have egos to protect. Right? What else? Basically, spiritually, you starve them out. You starve them out spiritually. Now, when I'm saying this, don't be horrible like that. Don't, because remember, you don't want to be who they are. The whole objective, they want to turn you into them. No, don't do that. But sometimes you have to starve them out. Okay? Don't give them your energy. They feed on energy. Right? And it says, and they will try to paint you in a bad light whilst not taking any accountability. They love doing that, pointing the finger. It's called projection. They like to project. Just notice, anything that goes wrong in their life, it's you. You're the one. You're the problem. You. No, they never look at themselves. They have a problem. They have a problem at taking accountability. That's what the narc suffers from. Self-accountability. But guess what? When you're by yourself, you have to be accountable. So if no one's around them, see, this the thing. Narcs need people around them constantly. Because if you, move the people from around them, who can they blame? You see? You see what I mean? Who can they blame if nobody else is around them except from themselves? Right? Except for their own actions. Right? Just to make themselves look perfect and to blame. and to look blameless in the eyes of the world. Remember, they have what's the word? They have an image. They have an image to uphold. But that image, let me tell you this, that image, it's not them. I'm going to tell you that straight. It's not them. It's a demon. That's what they're hiding behind. Demons. Right? Because you don't have to do that. If you're real and if you're sincere, guess what? You don't have to do nothing like that. You're genuine. When you're genuine, you're transparent. Right? And when you're transparent, you're honest. You don't have to do all all that skullduggery and them con men tactics. Right? You don't need to do all them con men tactics. I don't know, maybe you should have been a salesman. Right? Alright, there's a beautiful side on that truck as well. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it, but you got to believe in yourself as well. Right? The narcissist wants you to... The narcissist gives you negative connotations as well. You can't. Never. Well, if I can't do it, you can't do it. Well, the first thing you do, and nothing's wrong with saying, you know what, I'm not good at this. Would you show me how to? That's what you do. So if someone can't do something, you show them how to do it. Right? And if you still can't do it, at least you can say, you know what, I tried. But the narc don't do that. The narc don't do that. Right? And that's why you have our people that are somewhat, not just spiritually handicapped, but physically handicapped. Because as a man, you have sons or daughters, you raise them up and you show them how to do something. You don't let it get to where they get to 15, 17, and the boy can't tie his shoelaces. Because you never showed them how to tie his shoelaces. Or the boy can't fix this because you never showed them how to fix it. Right? And I've seen it so much times. People say to me, oh, you can't do that. And guess what? Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. You can't fix that. Prove them wrong. Right? Time and time again. And guess what? That makes them, guess who that makes look bad? It makes them look bad. It makes them look bad. Because they were the ones saying you can't do that. I had men telling me, look, oh, you can never go out and teach. Then the next thing, by the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, ended up going out in front of hundreds, maybe even thousands, hundreds of people and teaching. That takes a level of confidence and courage. So stop letting people determine what you can do and what you can't. Now, is there particular things that you can't do? Yeah. Yeah, but what another brother can do, I might not be able to do. What I can do, another brother may not be able to do. So it's just different lots, right? Different brothers have different lots within this life. But with the talents you do have, you better use them talents. And when you go into that word talents, it goes into talantios, gift, useful, purpose. So when you have talents, you have a purpose. So what are these other individuals talking about? What are these narcs talking about? Right? You have a purpose. A talent is a God-given gift. Especially if you're in this truth, Yahweh brought you in this truth, you're more talented than the average person. Right? You're more talented than the average construction. I'm a construction worker. I gotta keep saying, I'm a construction worker. Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Bob the Builder. Yes, we can. Bro, you have many people that are builders. And what are you building up? You're just building up this demonic infrastructure. That's what you're building up. Right? When all hell breaks loose, the main thing is going to be your faith. And that's going to be it. Now, are certain things going to help? Yes. You need to be a bit you're going to need to be a bit hands-on when all hell breaks loose. You may want to know how to start a fire in the wilderness. You may want to know what foods to eat, because some of us are going to be on a run, right? What foods to eat, what foods not to eat in the wilderness. Do you know what foods to eat? Do you know what foods not to eat? All these different things, right? All these different things, okay? A bunch of narcs, and this world is full of them. I'm not saying everyone is. Now, everyone you come across is or not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the majority of people are. Just how they move, just by what they do. Right? So we went into that. Is there anything else? We're nearly pretty much finished on this. We might as well finish off on this chapter. I went into this chapter a couple of days ago. I done a video on men shall be lovers of their own selves, a narcissist. Might as well go into it again and we shut off. Me personally, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't feel right. I couldn't sleep well at night knowing that I've manipulated someone. Because really, if I wanted to, could I? Definitely, especially me having the wisdom of these scriptures, but I wouldn't feel right knowing that I've manipulated someone or done someone harm, because that's not me. Let's go to it. This whole chapter is based on narcissism. 2 Timothy 3. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. We're living in them perilous times, right? Check it out. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. So it gives it away here. Lovers of their own self. A narc loves their self. Yes, but this loving of self is not. Excuse me. See, that's Satan making me cough. Satan doesn't want his word to get out. Now, self-love is a good thing, right? Okay, self-love is a good thing, but narcs, they don't have self-love. When we're talking about lovers of selves, we're talking about selfishness, right? These individuals are selfish. Okay, it's what you is what you can do for them. That's what it's about. What you can do for them. You remember that song by Janet Jackson? What have you done for me lately? That type of spirit. Okay. Sometimes we gotta have a bit of fun with this. Excuse me just a minute. We're catching so much hell, sometimes we gotta have a bit of fun with this. Okay. And it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Right? Covetous. Look at my nice car. Got a Lambo. Got a Porsche. Ah, ain't it beautiful? You got people that just drive around all day. And if you have a high-powered supercar, there's a limit. Unless you're going on the motorway, there's a limit, because look how much traffic lights there is. So you can't even really max out. You can't even really max out. So you got these nice powered cars, which are, yeah, they're nice, but you can't even really max out. Unless you're in Germany, right? Covetous. They see what somebody else has, right? And they desire it, right? So you may have someone that's looking at your woman and she looks fine, and they would think, well, she belongs to me. What's she doing with him? He belongs to me, bro. That's being covetous. We ain't supposed to be doing that. We ain't supposed to be eyeing up another man's woman. Have I done that? Once or twice, but I've repented from that. And sometimes you may not even know this woman belongs to him, but you're not supposed to be doing that. And there's enough women to go around, because apparently there's more women on earth than men, apparently, right? So I'm sure there's a woman out there that's catered to you, right? That matches your criteria. You don't need to take somebody else's woman. But that's what happens when you're covetous, right? Someone may have a nice house, but how did he get that? No, he doesn't deserve that. Well, who are you to say he doesn't deserve that? That's not up to you. The Lord blessed him with that house, because the Lord is he's a good of good gifts, as it says in James, right? Okay. Oh, he's got look at his nice chain. He doesn't deserve that. Well, who are you to say? Yes, he does. And if he doesn't deserve it, it would be taken away. Right? So these are covetous traits that narcs have. They have all these horrible tendencies. Boasters. They tend to boast a lot of their achievements. yeah, you know, I graduated, I got a PhD in this and that, you know, I got my degree. All right, cool. But do you have the wisdom of the scriptures? Proud. These people are very proud of their achievements. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. Right? And we're not supposed to say that. Say, I'm honored of you. It's an honor. Honor and pride is two different things. Yahushua hates pride. Okay? Blasphemous. Alright? And any sin can be forgiven except from that sin of blasphemy. Disobedient to parents. Right? This is twofold as well. Right? We have spiritual parents, which are the apostles that teach us, elders. And you have physical parents. Right? I remember when I grew up, it just used to be so-called white people I used to see say, F you, mum, F you, dad. That was so-called white people. I used to see so-called white people spitting at their parents, kicking them, punching them. But guess what? Now it's our people doing that. Now it's our people that are doing that. So it says disobedient to parents. You don't lay a hand, I don't care what your parents do, you don't lay a hand on them. You don't lay a hand on them. And you don't curse them. The scriptures tell you that as well. You don't put curses on your parents. Right? It's unbelievable. Some of the stuff I see. Right? And it's all based on media. Media has changed it. The television. So now our people, they don't really have a conversation. How was you doing today? You come back from school, go straight to the computer. How was you doing today? You don't have none of that. That's what they used to do. Sit down at the dinner table. How was your day, Sally? Right? How was your day, Peter? What? Things have changed now. Okay? Things have changed. And it says, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Narcs are very unthankful, no matter what you do for them. No matter what you do for them. Never hear that. Thank you, I appreciate you. You know what that can do to a child that's brought up? You never told them something good. Right? See me, look, my videos, I'm going to motivate you. You know, when I see a brother or sister, I'm going to motivate you. Oi, carry on, you're doing a good job. That's if you're doing a good job. Bro, I believe in you, bro. I believe in you, sis. Bro, you know you inspire me, right? Right? I want to do what you can do. You know what that does? You know what that can do? Bro, that makes a difference to someone's day. Come on now. You can do it. Stop saying I can't. These negative connotations. Right? We can do it. Not by your own will, by Yahushua's will. Yahushua said, what did he say? Nothing is impossible to those that believe. We got to change our whole mindset. We got to change that. Right? Got to change that. You got to switch that up. Your thoughts are everything. Your thoughts turn into reality. Your perception is everything. And I've always said this, if someone can change your perception about yourself, they've got you. Your mind, the mind is a powerful thing. The mind, a very, very powerful thing. And we gotta use our minds. Stop beating yourself up. And I had a brother that told me the truth that once as well. You're too hard on yourself. He was right. But it is good to be like that as well, because that means you're self-examining yourself. That's good. That is good. Right? But I don't want to hear these things come out of your mouth. Oh, I can't do this, I can't. Stop saying that. This is how I was brought up. Wrong with a boy. Especially if you grew up in a so-called Jamaican household. It's very negative. Any of you know that? No. If you grew up in a Benjamite household, Jamaican household, it can be very negative. Not all, right? Something wrong with a boy and this and that and this and... you know what I'm saying? And that's why the people from West Africa, this is a fact. I'm going to give them a bit of credit. We're the same people, by the way. Whether you say Ghana, Jamaica, same people, right? 12 tribes of Israel. But you know, it's people from West Africa, Ghana, right? Their parents teach them to succeed and to be at the highest level of, highest version of themselves. And that's why A lot of the inventors, a lot of them come from Ghana. You go to any school, just look at the so-called people from Ghana. Brilliant grades, because they were taught. No, we're not going to settle for less. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And this is where a lot of so-called Caribbean households lack. Not all, some. Right? Now, can you change that? Yes, you can. Okay. Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Bob the Builder. Yes, we can. We can fix that. But if you're willing to fix it, right? Bro, I'm not the same man that I was 3 years ago. Even a month ago. It's that a narc, guess what? A narc only, he looks at you like you're that same individual. You gotta understand that this is a personality disorder we're talking about right here. It's a demon, right? More so, it's a personality disorder that they suffer with. So do I have empathy? Yes. And guess what they lack? We're gonna go back to Timothy's. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. They lack empathy. Narcs, they lack empathy. They lack a lot of things, man. Right? Babaka Shah. Okay. And Lord willing, if you're a narc, and by the end of this video, you stop becoming a narc and be a bit more empathetic. Okay? And Lord willing, so it ain't too late. If I ever do have offspring, I'm not going to teach them in the way that I was raised. I'm going to teach them that you can do particular things. And I'm going to teach them in the ways of the scriptures. Because I wasn't taught in the ways of the scriptures. Did I go to church? Yeah, a good thing was, which I appreciate, my mother did used to take me to church. Right? That's the good thing. Right? But I wasn't learning the truth out of them churches. That's the only thing. Okay? So we got to break these negative patterns. We got to break it. These negative strongholds. These generational curses. In the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I break all the generational curses. Any generational curses, any spells, any witchcraft, any sorcery, I break it in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Today, it will have no power over me. It will have no strongholds. Right? In the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Any monitoring spirit, any controlling spirit, we will break it today in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? You got to believe in this. Right? First Timothy's. Because you know you also have these demonic individuals as well. They're told to come around you and say particular things. Right? Say this, say that, and report back to me. See how we reacted. They want a response. Okay? But you don't feed them. And if you have, I don't know all these individuals. I don't know who they are. I just know they're sad. Well, I just know they're sad because for you to send out, we're going to get back into the scriptures, for you to send out all these people after one individual and get them to kind of prod you to try and get underneath your skin, then report back to you and say, well, how did he react? That means you have to be really, really, really lower than low, right? So these are people, they want a reaction. They want your energy. They want your life force. Because you obviously possess qualities which they don't possess. Because if you didn't, then they would not need to do that. All right, let's just say it. He's a nobody, loser. He's a nobody. Well, you're not gonna prod. You're not gonna harass a loser because he's a loser. You're not gonna bother a nobody, are you? So again, there's obviously something about you. Obviously, right? There's obviously something about you. Because if there was not, then these individuals would not need to do that. Don't be fooled, right? Do not be fooled. Okay? So when I hear these people over time, they're talking shit, they're talking smack, what I do is just smile and know that, yeah, that's just nothing but the devil. That ain't nothing but the devil, right? I don't go out of my way to belittle people, right? Another sign of you having to belittle people, because you're small. If someone needs to belittle you, that means you're already over them. And guess what? A lot of people, you're not going to like this. You know the elect are over you. I don't care how old they are. Because a man may look at, whoa, hold on a minute. He hasn't really lived life. How old is he? How old is he? He's only 23. He's only 30. He's only in his 30s. He ain't lived life. Well, if you're in this truth, you have lived life. And you have more experience than they have. Right? And you're more mature, spiritually mature than they are. Because if they were mature, they wouldn't be doing the things that they do. Okay? So really, you're over them. And they know it as well. Okay? Because what did Yahushua say? I've gave you what? Power to tread on serpents, scorpions, and what? Serpents? Right? So, that's authority. That's authority. Yahushua's giving you authority over these spirits. Now, knowing that you have this authority, now what are they going to do? They're going to come in with that fair demon now, the fair demon. And what else are they going to use? Laughter. Or they're going to try to get you out of there. So it's the fair demon, try to instill fear, right? In groups, yes, in groups, because that's how narcs do things. Or it's the laughter, right? Because they try to, but really, they try to get you out of there. Or the laughter. Or that, to try to make you think that there's something wrong, or there's something that they know that you, or there's something that they know that you don't know. Or the third one, right? The third one is, what's it? Shit, I forgot. What's the third one? Oh yeah, the third one is, or they're gonna try to get you to leave straight away, and that's the fear that's in them. Most of it is projection. Don't take it personally. Right? Don't take it personal. Okay? This is what they're showing you. And another tactic, you can mirror that. Okay, this is another tactic of psychology. What they're showing you, I wouldn't do it personally. I've done it a few times lately. You can mirror what they're doing to you. You can mirror it back to them. And what do I mean mirror it? Whatever they're doing, you could do the same thing, just to show them how they're acting. So that's another tactic as well, right? But we want to be mature. We don't want to fall. We don't want to stoop to their level. Remember, this is a test. Okay, back to Timothy's. Okay. Oh, you know what? We're pretty much on something else. So let's go to Romans. Flow with the Spirit. I don't want to force anything. This is what Paul told us to do. Apply these scriptures. Apply it. Okay? It's about trying to get you out of your character. Right? So you act a particular way. Right? And now they look at you and see, we told you, look how he's acting. He's acting mad. Lock him up. Put him in a straight jacket. So don't fall for the bait. Right? Go to Romans. This is Romans 12 and 17. Check this out. Start at 14. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Now, this may be a hard one for a lot of brothers. I put up some curses yesterday. I put up some curses because it got to the point where these individuals were taking the mick, like really taking the mick. So I put up curses on particular individuals. And they're not in the truth. They're not in the truth. Right? These were individuals that were just, trying to push me to the limit. So yeah, I put curses upon them yesterday. Okay? But it says, bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. So that's really up to you. And more so your brothers in the truth, because you would be persecuted by what? Men that have the scriptures. Okay? Rejoice with them that rejoice and weep with them that weep. Okay? A narc finds it hard to do that. It says, be of the same mind, one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Okay? Be not wise in your own conceits. Do you know how to condescend to men of low estate? Get on their level. Right? And that's something I've had to learn to do. That's a skill. Because if someone's first hearing this truth, they're not going to know everything you know. So how do you, how can you relate to them? Because Paul said he was all things to all men. He was weak to the weak. He was humble to the humble. He was a barbarian to the barbarians. I'm just paraphrasing. Right? He was rough to the rough. And the barbarians, they were like gladiators. So he had to be rough to the rough. He knew how to stretch out himself spiritually. Right? He was poor to the poor. Right? See, if this is the whole thing, if you're wealthy and so forth, and you're just amongst people with wealth, how can you relate to someone that's poor? If you're wealthy, if you haven't been poor. It's about being relatable. Okay? If you're proud, how can you relate to the humble? If you're proud, huh? Unless you're humbled. Yahushua is really, really building us up as men. Right? Men of the Lord. Okay. Oh man, verse 18. I'm moving too fast. Verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Bro, let's be real. Is there times I want to do that? Yes, there is. There is times I want to do that. But the scripture says, recompense no man evil for evil. Right? This guy was chucking rubbish over my fence. He was chucking rubbish over my fence. So what are you going to do? Are you going to do the same thing? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Right? Recompense no evil, man, no evil for evil. This guy, he slept with my woman. I'm going to sleep with his woman. Well, now you're as worse as him now. Okay? Provide things honest in the sight of all men. You let Yahushua deal with it. Okay? Because what he can do is nothing compared to what we can do. If it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. Because sometimes you want to just punch a nigga in his jaw. Right? But we can't do that. You got to be spiritual. Right? Because people, yeah. I remember a lot of people, they knew who you were in the old world. Back in the world. So they're trying to try you. They were, yeah, let's see what he's made of. Let's really see what he's... No, don't let them draw out carnality. Don't let them make you be carnal. If they want to act like carnal, let them act carnal. Don't you play into it. Right? And that's a very, very dangerous game to play. Okay? If it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. If it be possible. If it be possible. It's not always possible. But if it life in you, if it's in your means to live peaceably, just live peaceably. Right? And if you're living peaceably, and people still want to pester you, hound you, then you know your house is going to judge them. Right? Me, I would say I'm very introverted. But I've learned to be extrovert as well, so I can balance both of them out. But more so, introverts, right? So, me personally, right? I like my own company. And some people say, bro, how does he do it? How? Because I know how to have fun when I'm by myself. I know it sounds mad. Because an introvert is able to create happiness and they get a lot of energy by being by themselves. Now, does this mean we're completely a recluse? No. Right? But if you can do that, that's a plus. Because guess what? A narc can't do that. So like I stop saying can't. They have a hard time being joyful by themselves. Finding happiness by themselves. Right? Okay? I don't find it hard, right? You have lemonades, you have a lemon, well, you find out how to make lemonade. With that lemon, you make lemonade, right? So you do have talents. Introverts are very talented, right? There's a new name for them, Sigma. They're known as I've been watching a few videos. They're called Sigma males. And a lot of Sigma males, and a lot of introverted people, now, they say, oh, we can't work in a team. I don't mind working in a team. I am a team player. But the Sigma male, right, is able to work by himself, right? And the Sigma male doesn't like being given too much orders. He can take orders, but he doesn't just follow the status quo. Type it in Sigma male, right? He doesn't follow the status quo. And that's what separates him from the alpha. So now the alpha is an alpha, but a lot of alphas are narcs as well. Yeah, you know, a lot of alpha males are narcs as well, right? So the Sigma male, they are team players, but they work better by themselves. That's why a lot of Sigma males, they don't work for anyone. They have their own private businesses. And that's why you have certain brothers, they may have their own little oil tables where they're selling oil and their own businesses, right? Because they don't like being given a quota, you know. It's dinner time at 1. You can go to dinner now, 1 o'clock. You know, they don't like that. Okay. It's not that they can't follow instructions. No, they can follow instructions, but they like to do things on their timetable. That's why it's also good if you can start your own business, which I've been looking into, right? And you know, even if that works out, you're going to have demons that are going to try to sabotage that as well, right? Because they don't want to see you come up, because they see your potential, and that's what it is. Okay, you wouldn't hound someone that doesn't have potential. Okay, so that's enough speaking. Let's continue. Romans 12 and 18. Live peaceably with all men, if it's in your capacity to do that. Just live peaceably. Hello, hi, how you doing? All right, bye. Right? That's the thing. Yes. Narcs. That's it. You may be an individual. Example. All right, you may have neighbors. This is an example. You just may say hello, hi, bye. That's it. And it might sound crazy. You may be, all right, 2 years, 5 years, and you may not speak to them. In terms of, you just may say, hello, I've got a parcel for you. You collect their parcel. You may knock on the door, give them their parcel, and that's as far as it goes. That's as far as it goes. But you have some neighbors, they want to know everything. They want to know all your details. They want to be all up in your business. So, another thing, that's another thing with narcs. Narcs don't have boundaries. It's healthy to have boundaries. Narcs don't respect boundaries. They see how far they can push. That's what they do. Right? Now, if you were to punch them in their fucking face and stamp them out, that'd be something else. Right? So, again, you need to have healthy boundaries. No means no. Don't you understand what that means? Don't you understand? See, these people, they're borderline psychopaths. No means no, right? And that's it, right? No means no. They don't respect boundaries. Okay? And that's why they always see how far they can push it, right? So now, as I was saying, you may have neighbors or whoever, and you just may say hello, hi, how you doing? May have a few words, and you kind of separate. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong with that, right? Nothing is wrong with that, right? That just may be the individual, right? So don't let anyone make you feel, oh, well, he's a bit of a recluse. Nothing is wrong with that. Okay? And that's why it says live peaceably with all men. It's just that you're not about drama. And that's it. You may be an individual, you're not about drama. You like to mind your own business. I'm that type of individual. Do what I gotta do and get out of the way. Don't get involved with other people's drama. right? Keep your hands clean, right? Because some neighbors, they just like to gossip, like the Wendy Williams. Scriptures tell you that in Timothy's. They're idle, all right, from house to house. Excuse me just a minute, see if I can find that. This is 1 Timothy's 4 and 13. Remember, they learn to be idle, not doing anything at all, nothing, idle, watching what you're doing, okay, wandering about from house to house, right, okay, and not only idle, right, but tattlers, right, also busybodies, right. Tattlers is like gossiping, like the Wendy Williams show, right. Busybodies from place to place, speaking things which they ought not. Just nothing but gossip. Okay? Avoid that. That's what we want to avoid. Okay? So where was we? Back on Romans. Did we finish on from Romans? So yes, this is back on Romans 12 and 19. Dear beloved, avenge not yourselves. Don't even think about doing that. Because if you do that, then Yahweh ain't going to defend you. Right? But rather give place unto wrath. You see? For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So I'm going to let Yahweh fight my battles. Right? Don't get carnal. Because guess what? Now, if you beat someone up now, what's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to beat them up. You may feel good for that moment, right? But they're going to heal, and you're going to be in trouble. And that spirit that was teasing you, the spirit inside of Rem, right, is going to get off. And now you're going to be left in the worst place. That's why you have to be spiritual. Okay? That's why you have to be spiritual. Dearly beloved, eventually it's about rather give place unto wrath. Do you know how much patience that is? For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Going all the way back to what David. Read the example of King David and King Saul. How did David deal with it? Utmost integrity. You do know Saul was seeking after his life. See, there's so much things I've been through in this truth, but I won't tell you, because I'm not in that woe is me spirit where you had other men in the truth seeking after your life. Look at King David. Saul was trying to take him out. He sent men about his whereabouts, and King David, he even had sons. His own son Absalom was seeking for his life as well. Absalom, that's a heavy thing, right? So we could read these scriptures and gain strength and faith, right? By all these things we read and apply it in real time. Okay, don't take matters into your own hands. Okay, sometimes you just gotta let people have it. Let them have their little carnal win in the flesh. Okay. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. So he's going to get that judgment, he or she. And what are you feeding them with? The word, right? That's what you're feeding them with. Okay. Verse 21. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Right? So that's how we do it. Right? That's how we do it. We overcome all the evil that's happening to us. How do we overcome it? With goods. But I already know how people in the world think. They say, no way, no way, no way, no way. Okay? No way. You know? But we got to have the utmost integrity. Right, this person's done this to me, this person was scheming, this person was plotting. You got to let your Yahweh Shai deal with it. Okay? Be not overcome with evil. This is it. Right, we can learn a lot from this. So if you're overcome of evil, that means you've been consumed. That means you're consumed. If you're overcome of evil. Right? And we don't want to get consumed. See, there's so much. The devil, he's cunning. There's so many ways he can get you. And that's one of the ways, to consume you with evil. Now you're thinking about everything that's being done to you. But overcome evil with good. And you can do that. We can do that. Right? King David done it. Okay? King David done it. So we can do it. And if you're of the house of David, you're going to do that anyway. Okay? Psalms 38. And they that also seek after my life lay snares for me. And they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long. But as a deaf man I heard not. I was a dumb man that opened not his mouth. Thus was I as a man that heareth not, and whose mouth are no reproofs. So David, what does that mean? David just took it. Right? But he did hear. He said he was as. So David knew what was going on. I've seen a lot of things over the years that I haven't spoken on. Just observing. Right? For in thee, O Lord, power, Yahweh shall do our hope. Thou wilt hear, O my Lord, power. For I said, hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me when my foot slippeth. They magnify themselves against me. For I am ready to hold till my soul is continually before me. For I will declare mine iniquity, and I will be sorry for my sins. This is King David speaking. But my enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil. Beautiful, one point. For good are my adversaries. So you have those that are going to render you evil for good. Because they don't know what to do to be good. They just don't know. Okay? Because I follow the thing that good is. Okay? Forsake me not, Yahweh Shai. O Lord, Yahweh Shai, my power, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my power, Yahweh Sham. Yahweh Shai. So that's just one of the Psalms of King David, of what he had to also go through as well. So within this truth, we're going to be going through so much different things, like countless different things. Okay? But it's for us to keep our integrity and hold on. Right? Let me check the time. Alright? That's what it's for us to do. Hold on to your integrity. Because that's all we have. Right? That's all we have. Okay? And everybody's going to be judged according to what they have done up on earth. Right? Because I know me personally, I don't go out of my way, right, to hurt anyone. Right? And for you to do that, you have to be a wicked ass individual if you are going out of your way to do that. Okay? So let me see if there's anything else, because this is pretty much a lot of stuff we brought out. Okay? We've got Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall he be his end. That's another thing. You glory in this sinner. You don't know how he got all this stuff, right? And you don't know what his end's going to be unless he repents. Delight not in a thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember that we shall not go unpunished. They shall not go unpunished unto their grave. Right? Keep thee far from the men that have power to kill. Right? Stay out of the way. You're going to watch the house of cards fall. Just stay out of the way. So should not doubt the fear of death. Right? Don't want to be getting in the wrong individual's way. You don't want to be messing with the wrong people. Do what you have to do and get out of the way, so that not doubt the fear of death. If thou come unto him, make no thought, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thy God was in the midst of snares, and walk upon the battlements of the city. So with this, I hope this was edifying. We cleared up, right, the whole topic of narcissism, where it stems from, why people have these symptoms, right, and so forth, right? And we went into how to deal with it, right, and how to deal with our adversaries, and how to build character at the end of it. So with this, I hope this was edifying. And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.